How long have you lived in Delmar?
I was born and raised just a mile east of Delmar, so I have lived in Delmar all my life, except for 3 months when I was first married. Otherwise, I'm 78 years old, so I've been here 78 years.
What's your name?
Ruth Gerlalch.
Why did you move here?
Why did I move here? Well, I lived here. So I didn't have to move.
What was life like in Delmar when you were growing up, Ruth?
What was life like in Delmar with growing up? A lot different than what it is today. And that school was fun. We had a lot of fun. And classes, some were tough and some were not, but it was fun.
What was fun about it?
What was fun about school?
What was fun about school? Oh, playing ball and just playing out in the playground and that. I tried to find a picture this morning, but I couldn't find it. But our initiation when we went into 9th grade, how the seniors made us dress. We wore gunny sack dresses and that, and we had to look up to the seniors all day. Whatever they told us to do, we had to do.
So
Wait,
tell
what
us
is
more
that
about
called?
this. So this is initiation day?
Initiation when we were freshmen.
Oh
Oh
man.
my goodness.
Yeah.
So you can ask more about that.
So whatever the seniors told us to do that day, we had to do. Otherwise, we were in trouble.
What did it mean to be in trouble?
What did it mean to be in trouble?
Oh, I don't know, just that they always had something good for us to do when we were in trouble and that.
Was this both girls and boys?
Oh, yes, the whole class.
Oh my goodness.
What were some of the things that they made you do?
I don't remember them. That's been too long ago.
But that's when the high school was here still?
Yeah, this was grade, and that over here was the high school. Where when you come down the hallway out here, those rooms weren't there. That was all open, and there was iron rails along there, and that's where you sat to watch the ball games, because down below was the hot lunchroom, and that was now, but it was our gym there, and that's where you played basketball, because we didn't have that new gym out here.
Mm-hmm.
Did you walk to school as a kid?
No, I didn't walk to school as a kid. I got picked up with before we had buses, we had a pickup truck that had benches in the back end, and we rode in that and that. But if you had to stay after school, you had to walk home in that,
And how far of a walk was it?
a mile.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Longer than my walk.
You guys probably walk a couple blocks and that, and think that's terrible.
8 minutes worth.
You said things when you were growing up were different. How do you think Delmar's changed?
Well, there's not as much around here as what there was when I was growing up. We used to have a grocery store and a bank and a couple taverns and a laundromat and all those kind of things, which we don't have now. If it wasn't for Casey's, we wouldn't have anything, really in that, so.
What was Bam Bam's before everything got...
Bam Bam's at one time was a grocery store. And then the people that bought, not Bam Bam, themselves, the people before them bought and made it into a tavern. And then the room to the north of it, they'd have like entertainment and that in there.
What memories do you have about Delmar?
Oh, just the memory I have of the fun we had in school and that. And playing basketball and softball, and we didn't have football and wrestling and all that kind of stuff. All we had is baseball or softball or basketball, but it was fun.
What was your favorite sport out of all of those?
Softball.
Did you have your own you could sign up for softball?
Like teams?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had teams in that. When I come from a class of 18, so there's not many in the school, so But it was fun. And that.
What about our family? Could ask about family.
Do you have any like siblings?
Yes, I do. I had 8 siblings. Two passed away in that, and I have 1 sister left, and myself. That's all that's left of our family. I lost 3 brothers in 1 year in that.
Oh.
Lost my husband and 3 brothers in a year in that, so it was a tough year in that. So, and my sister has dementia in that. She lives in Sebula. But I went up. She comes to the senior daycare in Makokata on Fridays, so I had my last day of vacation yesterday, and that. So I went up and had lunch with her and that. Then so.
Did a lot of your family stay in the Delmar area?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. I had a brother that lived right here in Delmar, and I had a brother that lived just east of town. Excuse me. And then I had another brother that lived in Miles, and one that lived down by Clinton. And I had a sister in Comanche, and my sister that's living is in Sebula. And that, so they were all, close around.
Do you have any kids that live in Delmar?
Yes, I do have. I have 1 boy lives here and 3 grandchildren, and the 1 granddaughter is married, so I have a great-granddaughter. They live here. And my granddaughter is a preschool teacher at Easton Valley at Miles.
I've been to Miles before. If you could close your eyes and think of Delmar, what is the first thing that comes to mind?
Right now,
Yeah, if you could close your eyes and think of it.
the churches and the schools. The school. School's very important here.
We need to learn here.
Huh?
We need to learn.
Yeah.
What is it about the school that makes it important to Delmar?
I think because the classes are small, they get a better education they do than in the big classes. Do you girls agree with that?
Yeah, we have 28 fifth graders.
Yeah.
We have always that big group, and they always split, like, wherever we go, they've always split those classes up into 2.
So there's always been 2 kindergartens, 2 first grades, maybe.
2, yeah, everywhere we go.
But do you think you get better education that way?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
less people interrupting the teacher.
Yeah.
What makes you stay in Delmar?
I stay in Delmar because I like it, and that. And like I said, I was born and raised here, and I just like it. I like the people and the churches and the schools, and so I don't have any. I want to sell my house and move, but I don't want to move to Makokata. So I'm waiting for something to come available in Delmar.
Has there always been 2 churches in Delmar?
Yes.
I haven't really realized, but I walk past here every day and realize that.
Do you live here in town?
Makokata and Delmar.
Oh,
We both.
Were there ever more than two churches? Or just the 2 always?
yeah, there was. Oh, what was it? It's not there anymore. It was down by the post office, and that it was. What was the name of that one? I don't remember what it was.
Do you know why some of your other family members decided to stay in Delmar?
Why? My family?
Yeah.
Because they liked it here, in that, so they weren't going to leave either.
Yeah.
Peaceful.
How has Delmar changed over time?
Delmar has changed greatly over the time in that, between the school, the town itself. Like I said, we used to have a laundromat and a grocery store and a couple taverns and the bank, and we don't have those things anymore.
What's a
Tavern.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where you could go in and have a drink and sandwiches and that.
Kind of like a downtown store.
Store, yeah.
Or a restaurant.
It's a bar with food.
Yeah.
Maybe beyond the downtown, are there other changes that you remember?
No, I don't think. Well, yeah, we used to have a train go through all the time, and we don't have any of that anymore. when we were seniors, we got on the train up here at the depot and then went to Chicago on that. We stopped at every little town along between here and Chicago.
Do you remember when they took off the railroad tracks?
Yes.
Do you like the like that one single train car?
The
Like-
caboose.
Yeah, that. Do you like it how it used to be, or how they painted it now?
Oh, I like the way it used to be.
I don't like it now.
It used to be kind of like a dark, and then now it's kind of bright.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not very keeping its history.
When
to
I
it.
first moved into town here and that, we lived just 2 houses south of the church here. And there was a train derailment right south of our house there. But we never knew it till the next morning when we got up, and we never heard it, didn't know it till the next morning. We got up and all the train cars were laying on the side of the tracks.
What was it carrying?
I don't even remember what it was carrying.
So it wasn't like people or anything.
No,
it was just.
it was a freight train, yeah.
Wow, how long did that take to clean up? That must have been some pretty big news.
Well, I don't know for sure how long it took to clean up. You know, they usually get that taken care of pretty fast and that, so,
Wow, a derailment.
yeah.
What makes you stay in Delmar?
I stay in Delmar because I like it. I like the people and I like the small town atmosphere.
In Delmar, is it easier since there's a smaller population here? Is it easier to just remember most people's names and get to know your neighbors easier compared to Chicago, where I don't think there's many house buildings, there's more businesses?
Yes, it is easier to get to know you, but the people move in and out of Delmar pretty fast now compared to what they used to be in that, so sometimes they're moving out before you even knew they were here in that.
What do you think makes them move in and out so fast now?
I really don't know in that.
Do you remember what street you lived on?
I didn't live in town, I lived out in the country, a
told
mile
you.
east of town.
If you could tell anybody, who would you tell about Delmar, and what would you give a description?
Of Delmar?
Yeah.
It's a small town and it's friendly. And I basically think everybody gets along good here and that too.
Why do we still have the jailhouse?
That's like a
I don't.
antique
I don't know.
historical
Wait,
building.
What is the jailhouse?
It's down, just kind of go past the park down here, and it was just the big, not real big, it was oval shaped and.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know.
I never went in there, so I don't know what it's like.
That's good.
I always walk past there when I'm going to the post office and I look at it and I'm just it's just creepy the way this stone is just.
You wouldn't think they'd hold many people in there, would you?
What are some other questions that you see on there? Anything?
What would you want to, other than more stores, what do you think you want to see in Delmar in the future?
Well, I like to see the stores naturally in that, and I think we have a good playground down in the park for the kids and that, and we used to have a dance hall down there where the park is now and that, and I'm sure they'll never go back to anything like that.
If you could fix up the parks, what would you add to them?
Well, in the wintertime, I think I'd probably want an ice skating rink there for kids and that.
That would be awesome.
What kind of dances in the dance hall and stuff?
I want to know about that.
Was it?
Country and western.
Oh, okay. So kind of like couples
Yeah,
dancing and.
Not the way they dance today. You danced as a couple. We had, I don't know whether you brought girls, I don't know, Tom Owens and Leo Greco from out there at Cedar Rapids and that, they used to come and that, so.
Did it draw a lot of
Oh, yes,
people? So
yes.
what was the event like? Was it more than just the dancing, or
No, it's just the dancing.
just the dancing?
Yeah.
Do you go to the car shows ever?
Very rarely. I'm not interested in cars. A lot of people are though, and some of those cars are really nice.
Yeah, you can just like see them over there.
Yeah.
What kind of work did you do
When now or when?
when you used to have a job, or if you still have
I
one?
still have a job.
Oh, okay. When you worked?
I work in the food industry and that. We had a grocery store in Macokota. I worked there for 27 years. I was
Wow.
a deli manager for 20 years. And then I went to Walmart for 5 years. And then I left there and I've gone to the bakery downtown. I work there Thursday and Friday mornings, and then I work at Quick Star 3 days, handing out samples.
Nice.
Busy. She's very busy.
You worked at the bakery that used to be here in Delmar, or where's
No,
the
the
bakery?
bakery in Macokota.
Oh, okay.
It's on Main Street there, yeah.
Mhm.
It's one of the old time from scratch bakeries. It's not bringing the stuff shipped in and sticking it in the oven. No, this is
Yeah.
Make it yourself.
scratch. It's.
Mhm.
I laughed here 2 weeks ago one morning, and that one girl come in and she bought a box of donuts. She was going to Casey's. She works at Casey's. Another one came in and got a box of donuts. She was going to Walmart because she worked there. And then there was another one came in and bought, let's see, where was she going? She worked someplace, they had donuts too and that, but I thought it was just weird to think 3 people in one morning where they all worked at where there's bakery goods that came in and got ours. We had people come from Davenport and Dubuque, and a lot of, the owner's wife teaches at Easton Valley in Preston, so there's 2 places in Preston that they come and get donuts.
Sounds like we need to go get some donuts.
Yeah,
What do you wish people knew about Delmar?
how it used to be, and what, the things that there were here in town.
Like how good the school is?
That's right, school's always been good, and that's all. I have something to tell you, and you probably don't want to know this, but when I was in the lower grades and that, we had a teacher, and if you missed one spelling word, you wrote it 1,000 times. And if you missed 2 spelling words or 3, it didn't make any difference how many you missed, you wrote every one of them 1,000 times. And you either wrote them on a sheet of paper or you wrote them on the blackboard.
Oh, nice.
And what was that teacher's name?
Well, she passed away now.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I bet you remember.
Oh,
That teacher.
That everybody in the class remembers that teacher. We used to laugh and we'd have a class reunion and that, and we'd get together and everybody, because she had real long fingernails and she'd always poke them in the lobes of the boys' ears, and that. And they don't forget that to this day, and that they remember that. I said she'd never survive as a teacher today. No, but yeah.
Maybe you could ask about those reunions, those high school reunions.
How were your high school reunions?
Fun. A lot of fun. In fact, we have a school reunion. Anybody that graduated from Delmar, we have a reunion every year in August down at Grossman Hall down here. So anybody that graduated from here till it went to Elwood and that, they can come.
How many people usually come to those?
Usually between 100 and 120 now. We used to have more than that, but the older they get, the more passing away and or have dementia and stuff like that. But no, they have a good time at that, and they all reminisce about years ago, and that. So
Any final wrap-up questions, maybe?
What is the most important thing the mayor should do?
well, I think our mayor does a pretty good job here, and that she keeps everything going. I think, and that anything she can do to bring the community together, she does.
Yeah.
Is there something kind of specific you remember about that, or maybe not from the mayor, but just an event that really brought people together?
Well, we had one time we had an all-school reunion, and we had it here at the school, and there was probably 500 people at that one, and that.
Wow.
They came from all over in that, and so that was a big day in that. And we always, when we have our reunion, we always have the school open and that, so that anybody that wants to come in and look, see the changes that have been made over the years and that they can see that.
Do you have anything else you want to ask?
What do you think, Allison? Anything else? No, we learned everything you want to learn?
Really?
Oh my gosh, I'm guessing Ruth could probably have a lot more stories. It's hard to think of them, isn't it? Yeah? All right.
You have a lot of great stories about the school.
You must love the school.
I did love the school. And that. And like I said, it's hard for people to even picture that where the hot lunchroom was, that was a gym, because those rooms, classrooms weren't there. That was all open, and you sat out there in the hallway on bleachers and looked over the railing to see the games downstairs.
Oh. Wait, didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
How schools have changed.
Yeah.
What was in the cafeteria and that when you went to school here?
That was our gymnasium where we played basketball. Yeah.
It's okay. It looks really different. It's kind of hard to keep track.
Yeah, and you guys don't know what that looked like way back then.
Nope.
so-
No.
Very
You
different.
think back now and you think, oh, I wish I had pictures of, when they did the changes and that, how different it would look now and that compared to what it did.
Hard to imagine even when you have the pictures sometimes. You're like, really? Same place? Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Everything gets shifted around so much.
yeah.
They had a book about the Delwood High School. That's why I was looking at you. They have it locked up, but
Where?
remember, like, or not the big doors, but like the
With the
near
pictures of
near the
people?
stairs. No, not the.
There's a book about the high school?
Well, it's a yearbook.
Oh,
Or-
okay.
with like probably with pictures around the school.
pictures.
But they have it locked up with like a Delwood sweatshirt, and it has the old high school book.
Oh yeah.
We didn't get a yearbook when we graduated because we spent too much money on our prom the year before, so we didn't have money for a yearbook.
Oh
On our junior, senior prom, that gym was here at that time. But when we were juniors and that, we brought our king, if you get by the door and look, there's a big door over into the corner. We brought our king and queen in a red convertible and drove it around the gym floor. Now you can't
In the
hardly walk
gym?
in the gym. Now you can't hardly walk on the floor with a pair of shoes. Yeah, we had a red convertible and brought the king and queen in.
And so you spent so much of your class's money on your prom, then you couldn't get a yearbook at all?
So we didn't get a yearbook.
We get yearbooks.
What year was that then there was no
$8.
yearbook?
56.
18.
And so all the other years, there's a yearbook,
I saw
but
it.
1956 doesn't have it.
Not for the yearbook.
We spent too much money.
No, the yearbooks. They
Did
said
you do something
$8.
else so people could like,
I got one.
I don't know, write
No.
each other notes or anything? No.
Wow. But then the other grades
I'll
too
show my
wouldn't have
paper.
had their
I'm
yearbook.
Sure it's not 18.
Because I mean, the yearbook typically has the photographs of everybody.
Well, yeah, but it was our class that so that they were always specific in the year that the one. Otherwise, we always had each year there was. So if you were a fifth grader, then the next year you were the sixth grade. Well, you
Right.
had been in the other books and that. But no, we spent too much money. But we remember that because we brought that red convertible in with our king and queen.
That's a great story.
That was great.
And we had our junior senior banquet right here in the gym. The junior mothers cooked the food and served it. We didn't go out of town like they do now, so we had it here.
See, now that's a good story.
And we had our prom in the gym where now they have to go somewhere else, and that. And
Yeah.
Macocata High School.
we decorated the gym and that, so
Right in the convertible.
yeah. That's why I said we had we didn't have all the things that they have today, but I think we had more fun out of the things that we had than what they do today.
Yeah. You had to build your own.
That's right. That's right. And we did.
That was awesome.
I'm gonna go back to her prom.
Yeah, that sounds way better than any prom I had.
I could probably still got a picture. I think it was in the newspaper and that, so I think I probably got that
Maybe we
picture.
can look it up.
Oh yeah, that would be great. If you have like a photograph or a news article from that, yeah, we'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Get a copy of that. That would be awesome.